loud and clear. My name is Ana Iveo. I am with the training section in the JRO in Puerto Rico, but we are doing this presentation in collaboration with the CAIC, the Climate Adaptation Initiative Committee. And 'tis the season to go green because we're during the holidays, right? And we want to talk a little bit of how to do our holidays festivities a little bit greener, a little bit more eco-friendly. So in order to understand why we're talking about this, let's look a little at the situation. So in the US, each person throws away or wastes 5 pounds of materials per person per day during the year, but during the holiday season, this goes up by 25%, so that's 6.25 pounds per day. In the case of Puerto Rico and USVI, this is even higher. In Puerto Rico, we throw out around 5.56 pounds, and in USVI, 9.4 pounds per person per day. So as the landfill situation is not the best in many of the areas, this is why we need, or we are saying we need to go greener during the holidays, right? This during the holidays, there's almost 3 billion more pounds of wasted materials per week that need to be managed, hauled, compacted, landfilled, or even burned. So it's very important for us to try to make some changes. If we look at the situation of the total materials that end up in landfills by type, we can see that food is the biggest, followed by plastics, and then paper and paperboard. So we're going to look a little bit into how we can alleviate this pressure we're putting in the air on the earth. So in Puerto Rico, I'm from Puerto Rico, right? We have a holiday song that says "A comer pasteles, a comer," and we want to say "a comer con moderación," with moderation, right? If you don't know what pasteles are, they are this food that is here. But food we know is at the center of any holiday festivity in any part of the region, right? So how can we lessen this? So let's see, why is it so important to deal with food waste? Let me know if you can hear through the chat.
Is Here, so it was when I clicked the inside team and it wouldn't work. I clicked.
Okay, so as you see, it's very important to deal with global food waste as it is the third source of carbon emission, and this accelerates climate change. Like he explained, if 50 to 75% of food waste is reduced by 2050, the reduction on carbon emissions will equal 10 to 18 gigatons of emissions that are cut back. And in terms of uh, our households, right? Um, if we manage better how we deal with food, especially now in the holidays, we could save between um, 1,350 to $2,275 that we waste if for a family of four, right? So there's win in both areas, economically and in terms of the climate. Now, what can we do to reduce food waste during the holidays, right? Well, if you're having a gathering, ask guests to RSVP and only buy what you need. You can use, there's links throughout the presentation. There's also links on the materials that I uploaded in the chat. There are apps that called Guestimator that helps you have a better idea depending on how many people and what they actually eat, what are their dietary restrictions, and if they're children, if they are adults. So it helps you plan better your whole holiday meal. Also, ask your guests to take takeaway bowls. Either you can provide it them for them or let them know um, to uh, to take one that you have already. Um, if possible, you can look for a local food bank or soup kitchen that you can donate any food that you have extra. There's a link there to finding your local closest food bank. You can also store leftovers in the freezer and have later, or search holiday leftover recipes online. There's some links there both for um, more traditional meals as well as meals, um, more Caribbean meals. um, Finally, if you do have food scraps or leftovers, try to compost them. Again, there's links there to composting locations in New York, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and USVI. So search for one of these services and try to compost, or do it at home if you have the facilities to compost. You have space and you compost yourself. Also, use reusable or compostable plates. Reusable is better, right? Compostable is also good if you're going to have a service that composts them, because most of these compostable plates and utensils have to be composted in a industrial composting site. It's not for backyard compost. So just be mindful of that. Also, um, you would need, right, to provide bins for recycling and also for putting the organic or compostable materials, so people know how to um, organize their waste. Okay, so um, some ideas there. If you have any other ideas, please do share them in the chat. This is a conversation, right? And the more ideas or other things that you also do already can help us all learn, right? In terms of decorations, right? To get in the holiday mood, many of us decorate, but we need to be conscious of what are the environmental consequences of decking the halls. So let's deck the halls with eco-friendliness. Okay. And in this case, right, try to reuse or upcycle decorations, like using decorations from year to year, or upcycle materials to create new decorations like you have in the pictures here. These are all upcycled materials, cardboards or CDs or DVDs, paper, tins, bottles, and again, cardboard. So there's many fun ideas of how to upcycle or reuse um, materials. Um, also, one of the things when you are creating these decorations, first look at what you have around that you want to upcycle. It's not like I want to create that and then so you go and buy cardboard. So try to see what materials you have around that you can upcycle. If you're not crafty like that and you rather have decorations bought, you can use pre-loved decorations. Okay, there are links there to different stores, but you can search nowadays in Marketplace. You can search in um, Salvation Army. There's a lot of markets and community groups that have their small secondhand shops that you can also look into to see what's out there, what's on offer, right? Free Cycle is another website that has a lot of things that are being um, reused by other people, or find a take it or leave it movement near you. There's also links there for that. So depending where you are, right, there's different options for finding pre-loved decorations. Also use natural plants or trees in their own pots. I've had my Christmas tree for like 4 years now, and it's still growing. It's in its own pot, so it is possible to have them. Um, Also, one of the big, at least here in Puerto Rico, everybody loves having a poinsettia or a pascua. There's some tips there of what to do with it after Christmas, or after the holidays, because a lot of people tend to just throw them away. But that wouldn't be ideal. So try to keep them happy, keep them growing. They there's the tips that are in the material are for temperate climates. It's a little bit easier to keep them growing in the tropics, USVI in Puerto Rico. So just try it and see how it goes. Let us know next year. In terms of lights, we all have, yeah, good, Helen. In terms of lights, we know that that's a big part of decorations during the holidays. Um, Try to use LED lights. They last longer and they save energy, but definitely recycling damaged lights is could be difficult in certain areas. I know in Puerto Rico it certainly is. There's a guide of where to search for recycling damaged lights. And there's also there a link to two services that are mail-in. So, for example, there's only one of them that serves USVI in Puerto Rico. It's called, or it also does New York and New Jersey, but it's called holidayleds.com. So they accept and they lights from Puerto Rico, USVI, New York, and New Jersey, obviously. So you can send your lights there if you don't have find a local hardware store that is recycling them or accepting them to be recycled. The good thing about those mail-in ones is that you get coupon for discount for if you buy lights in the future. So if you are like me that live in a big apartment block, so what we are doing this year is collecting them, sending them all together, and then we have that discount for next year's block or whole of the building decoration. So that's another way of doing something in the community this holiday season. The other tip is try to choose decorations. I know it's difficult that don't have plastic because obviously those will most probably won't be recyclable. And I have a little okay, a holiday cactus, and it rebloom now. Good tips there from Sarah on how to rebloom a holiday cactus. Thank you, Sarah. So I have here two upcycled decorations. Which decoration would be more eco-friendly? What do you think? Let's have a little bit of analysis here. The tin can candle holder or the cardboard Christmas tree or trees. Which one do you think? You can write in the chat which one you think would be more eco-friendly. Sarah says tin can holder. Let's see. Who else? What do you think? Which one is more eco-friendly? Oh, I'm sorry to hear. I've had some people writing that they don't have access to the chat for some reason. Anybody else? I know other people had access to the chat. Not quite sure. Yeah, I have few people having issues that they don't have access to the chat. Okay, not sure what happened there. Oh, you're chatting to me directly? Oh, okay. So let's see. Sorry about this. Let me check. Don't think that is it. Yes, for some reason, somebody took control of the presentation, and sorry about this. See if you can see it again. You can see it again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
No.
Somebody's not able to see it. Okay, most people can see it now?
Yes,
Yes,
but
yes.
no access to the
No
chat.
chat. Yeah, that's it's weird.
It says
Well-
on the bottom, the presenter has turned off participant navigation. I think there's something on your end that you shut down that we can't comment.
Well, I was syncing all the presentation, but I don't think that has to, I don't know. I turned it. Now MJ can chat. Everybody else can chat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was that. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So, okay. Now I can see. So what do you think? Tin or cardboard? Which one you think is more eco-friendly in terms of these two upcycled decorations? Technograms, yes.
Cardboard.
Okay, I hear some cardboard. I have 2 tins. Yeah, 2 tins and 1 cardboard. Anybody else wants to take a guess?
The tin.
Tin. Okay, so there's been good in terms of the tin. You were saying you can recycle it, right? Over and over, and if it's used as a candle rather than plastic light, right? That's one thing to take into consideration, like, right? So versus the cardboard, yeah, versus the cardboard, which is easy to recycle. It produces less carbon emissions in general terms, right, to produce versus the tin, which originally does produce a lot of carbon emissions. So, but also the cardboard one has all those lights, right, which are difficult to recycle. So even these two apparently eco-friendly decorations makes it very difficult for us to decide, right? So what the key here, right, is that we need to evaluate things thinking of the materials from beginning to end life, how much its production and decomposition will impact the earth, right? So was just more of an exercise. I was obviously not, I'm not coming to a conclusion here, but you need to think what you are using, right? And how it was produced, and how after you use it, where is it going to end up, what's going to be its next stages, and how all of that impacts the environment, to have a better idea of what would be the best choice, or what's the best thing to use. Now, obviously, both of these decorations, they are easily recyclable, because you didn't paint them, you just cut them, and you just can put them in the recycling bin. But again, the lights will eventually need recycling, and those are a little bit more difficult. And then the tin at the production level at the beginning, it's very very has to be mined, so it obviously produces a lot of CO2 emissions. So always, I know it's difficult sometimes, but try to analyze that when you are buying things. And that takes us to a third element of the holidays, right? The holidays are a season to share. There are many things we can share that don't cost us anything and are much more valuable than material things. Everything we take from the earth, we need to dispose later, which means that we're taking away from future generations the opportunity of having a place to live. So we need to be mindful of that when we are gifting. So that's why we call this part the art of giving a future, right? How do we ensure that we are not taking away from the earth for future generations? And let's watch this video. So as the video explained, right, there's it's very important that when we make decisions of what to put in the recycling bin, we are actually aware of what should go in there. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But before, let's go back to the reducing the gift or how we gift, right? So we were saying that one of the most valuable things that we have is our time, and how we use it is actually an expressive way, because you are dedicating one of your most valuable things to share with that person. So giving or gifting your time by planning, let's say, a picnic with your loved ones, or uh, going to the movies, or taking them to a museum, or any activity that you can spend time with them, is a very nice gift. Sometimes we just feel that there has to be a material thing, but actually, I think that will create longer memories than something that they might just discard. Also, um, give e-cards, right? So instead of since you were not seeing the chat before, I am uploading again the e-card template that I had posted. So I have created for you an e-card template. It has the instructions on how to use it. You can use it as a invite for your activity. You can use it as a gift to write there what you're giving as a gift, or just as a holiday card to send to people. And you can also do a donation to a non-for-profit on their behalf. Maybe they like animals, so why not give a donation to an animal shelter or an NGO, a non-for-profit that deals with animals, right? If you still think that you need to have that tangible thing, that thing that they can touch, try to buy pre-loved goods. Again, there's a lot of nice secondhand shops that you can look into, the same as the ones we mentioned for the pre-loved decorations, where you can find nice gifts in good state that they can use. Also, try to buy locally made products as they travel less. You'll probably help a local business, hopefully a small business, which is helping the local economy, and also it's good for the environment because it doesn't travel as much, hopefully. Or even better, make it yourself if you are crafty. Again, you can upcycle things and make something yourself. It's a way of also gifting your time because you have put your time and effort into that. Also, if you feel that you don't have time for all of this, so you need to buy something, then try to tick as many of the boxes of it being locally made. It is reusable. It's high quality, so it lasts longer. Try and see that how it is produced, if it's a low impact in the environment, has low impact, or it's recycled, made with recycled materials, and the packaging is recycled. Better yet, if it has no packaging. Also, if it's sustainably sourced and produced and ethically sourced and produced. All of this you need to be very careful about this labeling because there are many terms out there that people or companies use. And sometimes because there's no legal definition to any of that, they are just there to make it look better. So try and see if it has some backings by seeing if it has any accreditation from different organizations that that make sure that what is being said is true for that product. So again, in the materials, there's some guides. We're not saying that it's very difficult to find guides that don't go into specific brands. We're not supporting any of these brands. We're just saying these are guides onto how or what to look for when you're trying to see if something is sustainable or if something is ethically produced. Oh, that's a good link there. They have invited staffers to bring their saved up gift wrapping, new or used, to the office. And this is in New York State. So that's another good way of reducing our footprints during the holidays. And also try to use zero waste wrapping options, right? We had there in the pictures different zero waste wrapping options like cloth bags, or if you have leftover pieces of cloths or fabric or old clothes that you can use as wrapping. Those are also good. Or you can use a reusable box that the person can use, give it a different use, or use in the future for gifting. Or also just like in the video they said, use old maps, old newspapers, magazines, old at least in my case, I have a child, so I have a lots of coloring books that he's never finished. So I use part of those pages to wrap gifts. So there are many options that out there to use. And sorry, let me also remember, like I said, when you're thinking of recycling, uh, again, in the materials, there's different links to your recycling in your area. Each company and each county has their rules, so you need to follow the rules of the house, right? Follow the rules of that company or that county. But more or less, most of them require materials to be clean and dry. The easiest ways to recycle, other than compost, is cardboard boxes. Actually, there's what they call the Amazon effect during the holidays, because of the amount of cardboard that is generated and recycled, well, partly recycled. Many ends up in landfills. Also paper, both cardboard and paper should have no shine or wax. Then after that, metals are very usually easy to find where to recycle them. Plastic containers, it depends, right, where you live, but there's many single-use plastics out there that we should try to evade. We at the JRO, we did a bottle cap tournament, and we've sorted them out, and from all the bottle caps that got collected, 18 pounds, almost half of them are not recyclable here in Puerto Rico. So either they don't have a classification, or they are number 4, which we cannot find anywhere to recycle. So bear that in mind when buying plastic. And then glass, at least here in Puerto Rico, we have a few places that we can take our glass to be recycled. I know it's different for New York and New Jersey, and USVI also has, sorry about the lorry. There's that has a recycling of glass for where they crush them and make them into sandbags. So there are different options. Again, in the student material or the participants guide, you have tons of links that you can look into if you want to make your holidays a little bit greener, right? So any other suggestions, anything else you do that you would like to share? And I hope that now everybody can see the chat um, to with the group, so we can take that advice into consideration. No? Okay, so prep meals with food waste and diet. Anna, you mean like once you with foods leftovers, right? Yeah, there's a ton of recipes out there for holiday leftover food recipes. So just look into them, and don't throw away lots of food. And MJ says she's a fan of using Japanese gift cloths. Very good. Anna says prepare in advance the food for the week. That's a good way of making sure you don't have a lot of food waste. Very good. Any other tips out there that you would like to share?
Yes, I don't have a chat access, but I suggest obviously not buying a live Christmas tree. Instead, using a artificial or bringing a plant that you have in a pot and decorate that. I think that's one of the most important because there's a lot of waste with the Christmas trees, the natural Christmas trees.
Yes, that's a good point, right? Yeah, it doesn't even have to be an actual pine tree, right? I know we like
Well,
to
it could be a branch, a twig of a tree without
Mhm.
leaves, and you could just decorate it, and later you could throw it away because it's a twig, and it wouldn't cost you nothing, and it works well.
Exactly. As long as you have some decorations there, anything can look like a Christmas tree. Sarah says label the leftovers with their date. Megan says take goodies to events in reusable containers. If cookies for family and friends, have the container be part of the gift. Yes, that's a good one. And then save those containers for later, right? Um, and Anna has shared their meal prep ideas for the week ahead. That's a good link there. And MJ says, my friends have an annual potluck leftover party the day after Thanksgiving where everybody can share the abundance of the previous day. That's a good way of organizing uh, or what to do with the leftover food. Also, oh, we forgot to mention, sorry, that was me. You can also with your community have decoration swaps, right? If you want to change, last year you had everything red, and this year you would like a different color. Maybe your neighbor has that color, so you just swap decorations, right, or themes. Use the live tree and plant when done. Very good. Yeah, that's another option for the tree. And MJ says if you do get a real tree, look for local tree mulching. Yes, events. Yeah, even when you do, we had a workshop here last week, and one of the questions was what to do every time they do the gardening, what to do with all the branches and all the grass and everything. And it's the same like with the tree mulching events, right? There are at least in Puerto Rico municipalities that do collect the cutoffs of trees or grass to use them and process them. And Megan says use reusable shopping bags as your gift wrapping. That's another good option, right? Reusable bags. So it's a double gift. You're giving them a bag and the gift inside. So and save all of those bags. I don't remember the last time I had to actually buy wrapping paper or anything like this because I keep saving. I keep a box with um you know gift wrapping things, and that's just what I use over and over again. So and MJ says, especially for your friends who keep on forgetting their bags at home when they go shopping. Yeah. And Sarah says, keep your reusable bags in your vehicle. That is true. If you have one near you or front door, so you don't forget them when, yeah, reusable bags are sometimes like the umbrella. You get to the shop and you realize you don't have them. It starts raining and you realize you need the umbrella, right? So lots of ideas there. Again, look at the material provided. It has also lots of links that might be helpful. Try to find gifts that create memories with your loved ones rather than just some material thing that will they will stop using or forget about very soon. So that is I think my advice. And um, if you have any questions or anything else you would like to share, please do so on the chat. I don't know if Sarah or MJ want to say anything else. Yes, MJ.
Actually, Anahi, you were reading my mind. I just want to thank you for the great job that you've done. I want to thank all of you who have attended. We have recorded this, so hopefully we'll be able to do an encore presentation of it sometime in the next couple of weeks. But we will also make it available for people to watch on their own. I think this is important. And once again, Anahi, I think you've done a great job, and it was wonderful working with you and helping to put this together. So on behalf of the Climate Adaptation Initiative Committee, we wish you all good holidays of your choice, and may you be safe and well, and may you have meaningful holiday observations. And we look forward to more programs, as well as we look forward to the new year with some great cake stuff. Thank you.
Thank you all, and thank you for joining. And again, I leave you with the materials, and have a great holiday, like MJ said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Anahi, I think we can stop the recording, right?